Hello students, and welcome back to the next module, or that is the module 25th of Bootstrap coding with me. In this Bootstrap coding, we will be understanding in this module the concept of custom forms. Yes, the custom forms are widely used in Bootstrap because Bootstrap provides us some controls which are much more effective and which are much more usable than the default controls which an HTML page provides us. As an example, if I am using the checkbox on my page, the default checkbox which the system gives me or the HTML page gives me, and the checkbox which the Bootstrap can be used with is much more fancier, much more gives you a professional look. Similarly, a radio button or let's say a select box gives us a much more advantage, much more better visual effect than the default controls which the system provides us. And it's all the play of different classes which the Bootstrap provide us. I'll be going through different controls in this module with you, but for now let me just explain you what are the sample classes which we can use. For example, for a checkbox, we will be using a custom class called as the custom checkbox. Similarly, we've got another class which is called as a custom switch, which is used for the toggle button. This is for the checkbox. Similarly, we've got some controls for the radio button. We've got some classes for the select boxes. So if we use this select boxes, or basically we use the concept of classes here, it gives us a fair understanding, a clear understanding of how the custom forms can be used. So let us do one thing now. Let us now move on to one of our first exercises where we will see how to create the custom checkboxes. So in this custom checkbox, before I actually show you the code, let me explain you the syntax. So we will be using the container, and as you all know, we have already covered the concept of container. A container will basically contain or help you to put the Bootstrap code in one place. Inside this, we can give directly a form in which we want to take the input. Okay, and in this we will be giving the next div class. For example, if I want to create a checkbox, I will be using div class is equal to custom, and we will be using the control as a syntax, and because we want to make the checkbox, we will use custom checkbox MB, which is, again, as we have discussed multiple times, it is for your screen size -3. Okay, so once you do this, what will happen? By default, the checkbox which the system gives us, which the HTML page gives us, Bootstrap kind of overrides that and does not use this and gives you a valid input. Now what you can see over here in this page, what I have done is, let's see the code that we have written. So we've got an action page in which this details will be submitted to the server. We have got a class, as I have explained in the theory. This is the class we will be using to use the enhanced checkbox. We are also using a checkbox type, and this one is the default checkbox which is without any class. So you see, this one has a class and this one does not have a class. So this is your basic or the default checkbox, and this is the checkbox which the Bootstrap gives us. So do you see the difference? And finally we've got a submit button. So let's do one thing now. Let's just save this program and let's run the program to see the output. You can see that when I refresh this page, you can see there is a custom checkbox and a default checkbox. Do you see the difference? A basic checkbox provides you a layout like this. On the other hand, a custom checkbox, can you see that, gives you a beautiful layout like this. Okay, let's move to the next example. In the next example which I have written, I want to actually show you how the checkbox works, and We have also used a submit button, if you can see that. So it's the same thing that we have learned. Let me move on to the next one, in which I would like to show you the toggle switch. So I'm going to save this code, and before I run it, let me explain you what we have done here. So as I said, if you want to make a toggle switch is basically the on off switch. Okay, you've seen this on different web pages, I hope. So the class that you will be using for this is custom control input, and the ID one that I have given is the switch one. Okay, now because of this class custom control custom switch, you will see that the toggle button will come much more fancy way, which the Bootstrap provides us. So let us save our code now and locate for the output file, and when we run this output file, you can see the output is changed. Okay, do you see that? It comes with nice effects. So now let's do one thing. In this code window that we have, let us now try to understand the select boxes which the Bootstrap provides us in a fancy way. So in this code, you can see that we are using another class which is custom select MB3. MB3 for your screen size, and custom select because we are using the customized form. We are creating a more enhanced version using the Bootstrap. And in this select box that you have, or a select menu you have, you will see you've got Volvo, Fiat, Audi, and finally there is a submit button also, isn't it? So that means if I go back to this code now, to this page, and I refresh it, before that let's just quickly save it to make the changes reflecting. And I'm going to save this. You can see the difference, right? So here I've got the custom select menu, which actually shows that obviously it will not submit because we have not linked it, but you can see that it is very clearly showing us a much better select box than the normal select box that we have. So in this module, students, just a quick recap we can do. We have learned that there are possibilities of creating customized form in Bootstrap. These customized forms that we learn help us to create a better look and feel for the controls like check boxes, radio buttons, select boxes, text boxes, and probably all the different controls that you have. And guess what, they also make your page as the main thing that we learn. They keep them responsive along with giving them a beautiful look. So I hope the custom forms is clear. Please stay tuned with me, in which we will be covering the next concept of Bootstrap. Take care and goodbye.